It's a nice little Christmas morning out there, and Merry Christmas to all the celebrators, and just, well, Happy Monday to all the non-celebrators, you damn heathens. But today being a more or less, boring day as far as Bitcoin goes, I figured today would be a good day to kind of check out on some of the alts. In fact, the way that I'll be doing or handling this video, and maybe some videos to come depending upon the reaction from this, is just seeing what the biggest movers have been really in the past 24 hours. And there's been some major fucking movers actually right here. We can see Axie Infinity 2020 and 2021 shitcoin moving up 32% in the last 24 hours. Kind of insane. Another 50% in the past 7 days. Wow. Quant going up about 20% in the past 24 hours, and symbol SCI, which I believe we covered on a video, on one of the request videos, maybe a couple weeks ago, also about 13%. So I figured we'd just do a quick check-in on these. Again, Bitcoin more or less sideways. What we said after Thursday is, hey, Bitcoin's chance was on Thursday to go to the upside. If it wasn't going to go up then probably just going to be sideways into the end of this year, maybe a little bit of downside as well. And it's kind of where we're at as of right now. So let's check in first things first with the biggest mover of the day, which is going to be Axie Infinity. We can see right here on the Oracle Pro, from the chart prime indicators, did fire off a strong buy signal. What was this, on Friday? Yeah, and this one's just following through right here. I think up about 40% since that did happen, which is kind of insane. Yeah, about 43% as of right now. And does this one have more to go after a signal like that? Probably yes. So with that in mind, we should check in on some of the higher term timeframes. In this case, we can check in the 5-day, the weekly, maybe even the monthly as well. I mean, there's not a whole hell of a lot of history here, but I think there's just enough. And on Axie Infinity, we can see that this one actually is bucking the long-term trend. Very likely to put in a move somewhere around these January highs that we did see from about a year ago now in the low / mid teens. Let's say somewhere between about 14 to maybe as much as $17 at a 382 fib right there. But ultimately, this one is seemingly in the process of a macro reversal. Like, it seems like this one actually has seen quote unquote the low. We have seen significant and several drives of bullish divergence on the weekly RSI here. 1, 2, 3, 4 drives come off the low, which is typically what we do see in long-term macro reversals. So, generally speaking, the direction here is probably up. There's going to be pullbacks along the way. Obviously, we're looking at a weekly time frame. That doesn't mean that every tick, every second, every day is just going to be straight to the upside. But generally, probably going to be moving up and to the right here, with the next sort of area of interest, like I said, somewhere between, like, let's say 14 and $17. Probably a bit of a short-term stop there, and then the next big one is about 26, $27 after that. But of course, if we go over to the monthly here, I just do want to show that long term, it does seem like this one really has found a low after retesting sort of that low that we did see in June of 2021 a few times here. So ultimately, short-term direction relative to the monthly is probably up. If we go check it out on the HPDR indicators, we can see that the 5-day, which is going to be closing tomorrow, does show short-term area of interest around $12.50. Respectively, or 12.40 if you want to be super exact. If we go over here to the weekly, which, to be fair, there really isn't that much history for this one to really populate, but it does show that this one really can run quite a fair bit. I suspect that the big area of interest is going to be your highs from January of 2023, basically around like $14-15. So that'd be the next big one that I'd be looking at. If we look at our oscillators right here, the main one that I really want to be focusing on is HPRV, representing volatility. We can see that this one is just really starting to get, like, actually interesting, above 50 percentile. So again, we see these sort of things in macro reverse.